Hi, my name is Alan from Alan Wee Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'll be talking about how to own a landed property in Singapore from a humble HDB flat. I know many of you here will be skeptical if this is possible. Some will even say this is a hook video to capture eyeball. Well, I leave it to you to interpret it. For those that know me long enough, I always have supported data to support my argument. Here, I'll be sharing a real case scenario on how a client of mine upgraded from a humble HDB flat to a private condo and then to a comfortable landed property all within 15 years. Are you curious how they do it? Well, let us go straight into the details. Back in 2020, I was marketing a freehold landed property in the Hillview Garden area. This landed property measures about 2,200 square feet. It is 2-story high and has an estimated built-in area of 3,000 square feet. This terrace house was renovated more than a decade ago. As I was doing my usual viewing, a potential buyer came along and they have plans to upgrade from their current condo. Cut the long story short, I saw their condo and got to know their upgrading story. Back in early 2000, this couple got married and bought a HDB resale flat in Ang Mo Kio. After living in the HDB flat for a few years and having fulfilled the MOP, they decided to sell it in 2011. They have plans to upgrade to a private property so that their young children can have access to the swimming pool and condo facilities. Plus, they want their elderly parents to live together as they age. Soon, they moved into a 3-bedroom condo in the Hume Park area in District 21. They bought it for 1.3 million back in 2011. This worked out to be 936 per square feet. They stayed for a good 9 years before thinking it is a good time to upgrade to a landed property since they need more bedrooms. Hence, in 2020, I sold their property for 1.8 million. This means their property has appreciated by 500,000 in 9 years. After selling their condo, they proceed to purchase the landed property that I was marketing for 3 million back in 2020. A similar house with similar condition today will easily cost $4 million. A quick recap. In 15 years, they moved from a humble HDB resale flat to a landed property. Is this possible today? Well, some will say, Alan, back in those days, everything is cheap. Really? I recall when I was selling landed property for $3 million back in 2020. People already go Kalang Puding to Kaki Bukit. It's definitely not cheap back in those days. Freehold condos selling for 1.9 million back in 2020 are also not cheap. Most HDB upgraders' budget then are only 1.3 to 1.5 million. That is the truth, because I'm on the ground. Here, what can we learn? Is it doable to upgrade from a HDB flat to a landed property? For this family, they don't make the jump from a HDB flat to a landed directly. Neither do they have rich parents to bless them. Neither are they working as doctors, lawyers, or high-ranking civil servants. Sorry they are just normal working professionals in middle management. With prudent saving and good financial decision, they can upgrade because of the rise in value of the HDB flat and also the condominium. They also leverage on bank loans with their stable income and upgrade at the right age. Most importantly, it started off with their humble HDB flat and they took some investment risk. Nothing extraordinary. After all, they are very normal Singaporean family. Anyway, they are nice family to work with. That is why I think their ancestors blessed them. Next, let me run through some interesting numbers based on historical timeline. Let's assume another family bought a HDB resale flat in Ang Mo Kio back in 2005. They paid 233 per square feet or 280,000 for the 1,200 square feet 5-room flat. They continued to stay in the flat for the next 19 years till 2024. What will be the market value of the flat now? If I refer to the chart, a 5-room flat in Ang Mo Kio town would have increased by 141%. This means if you have purchased it for 233 per square feet, today it will be 561 per square feet or 673,000. Some of you here will say, Alan, Zunbo. Let's take a look at the transacted HDB flats along Ang Mo Kio Avenue 10. They are around 600,000 to 700,000 today. This means that prices are hovering around there. we must also remember the flat list is getting shorter and shorter. For older flats in mature towns like Ang Mo Kio, they are left with a balanced lease of 53 years thereabout. This means half its lifespan has already passed. You get what I mean? If you are alright to live in such a flat, then by all means. But if you can move on, I think this could be a game changer for you. Let's go back to the numbers. What about condo appreciation? The answer is 201%. Back then, the PSF is 784 PSF. Today in 2024, it has reached 1626 PSF or the cool 201%. This means if they bought a condo back in 2005, it only cost 940,000 for the 1,200 square feet apartment. Today it's going for the cool 2 million based on recent transactions. By the way, the condo I'm referring to is Summerhill. This is a CDL property. It's very livable. It's on freehold tenure, located in District 21, TOP in 2002. This means it's only 22 years old. Spacious unit with very practical space. Next to the green corridor and near the upcoming Hume station along the downtown line. How to go wrong? Anyway, do you have plans to sell your District 21 condos? I would love to assist you. I will help you sell above 10%. Don't say I cannot list more than 10%. Only HDB flats cannot list more than 10%. HDB has already said it very clearly. You all still don't understand. This is the clearest hint. Election coming ready. Better don't play.
I explained to him why he doesn't have to worry, so let me do so here again with all of you. You know, in Singapore, the Prime Minister has to be real estate agent. So I'm learning and brushing up my skills, and I will use this occasion to practice.
Here, even my MP is learning to be a property agent. How can I don't support him? Coming back to the data, what if you own a landed property in Hillview Estate back in 2005? Based on the chart, a typical freehold terrace costs $470 per square feet or $1 million on 2,200 square feet of land. Today, it has touched 1837 PSF or $4 million for an inter-terrace. The price growth has increased by an astonishing 291% or easily 3 times more in just 19 years. Here, if you put it in numbers, this means that 1 million landed property will have made a 3 million profit in 19 years. If you compare that against that HDB flat, that same 5-room flat in Ang Mo Kio town will have increased by 141%. This means that 280,000 flat you bought in 2005 will have increased to 673,000. This means you have profited 390,000. Here's the catch. HDB owners make 390,000. Landed properties owner, on the other hand, make $3 million or easily 10 times more than HDB flats during the same period. The answer is very clear, my friend. HDB flat can also make money, but if you are staying in a landed property, you will what even more. That is why I always say, if you can buy landed, go and buy landed. If you cannot afford to buy landed now, go and buy a condo. From condo, slowly upgrade to a landed property. It's not impossible. It is possible with good financial planning, having a stable job, and don't anyhow buy luxury things. Here, there will always be those sitting on the fence who will say, landed and condo prices all-time high. They will crash big time one day. Do you know, based on my assessment, most private property owners are cash rich. They always have extra on hand. So don't worry. Only those that stretch to buy a property will see fire sales. For those who bought good property, their property will always be sought after anyway. For those who took the leap of faith lately and sold their HDB flat and upgraded to a condo instead, thank you for the trust in me. I'm very sure in the years to come, upgrading to their landed property is not too far aside from you. That's all. Thank you for watching.